Remember to turn on all notifications so you don't miss a video. Ah man, back at it again. Cancerous Comments, part 5. Okay, this one will be interesting because I want to address this kind of, I guess you could call it a beef that this one person had with me that made several comments targeted towards me. We're gonna go through them. We'll start with the person's name is Soul Survivor. I mean, I'm not asking for them to be sent hate, but what was interesting is that the way they were commenting, it looked like they were a troll. And I don't mean like the more modern definition of a troll where it's like someone who just like messes around. I mean like a troll who's like dedicated to like, what's the word I want to use? Hating on you and getting a reaction out of you. Like that's their sole purpose of what they do. They're there to make people angry, and they're like, that's not their actual personality. They're just doing that. And I thought that's what this person was after several comments, but we'll go through this mini arc. We're gonna call it the Soul Survivor arc, like the Soul Society arc. All right. The first one, I was arguing with someone in my Chainsaw Man part 1 video, I believe. And then this person says, I said I didn't know parents could make YouTube accounts. I forgot what the other context was. And this person says, yeah, we all know talentless hacks can make YouTube accounts, as you're living proof. This was 1 month ago. This is the first time this person has ever commented on my channel, and the first thing they do is insult me. Also, I want to bring up the fact that usually I try to avoid ad hominems because I'm like, oh, I want to be professional. I'm gonna stop doing that because I've noticed that YouTubers with entertaining personalities, or at least in the anime sphere, most of the top YouTubers, it's their personalities that's there, and I think it's more entertaining if I throw in a little mudslinging, a little insults and jabs here and there. And on top of that, just doing it ad hominem is not necessarily a logical fallacy unless you are trying to argue with that ad hominem. For example, if someone says blah X, Y, and Z, and I say, well, your argument is wrong because you're stupid, that's an ad hominem. But if I say you're stupid, here's why you're wrong, ABC, then like that ad hominem isn't really harming my argument. It's not a logical fallacy in that case. But anyway, this person immediately, they just go to taking shots at me. Okay, I don't know why he calls me a talentless hack. And then I say ad hominem, very mature. I mean, here he didn't make an argument, so I guess that kind of makes sense. And then this person says, coming from the guy who unironically used the parrot comeback. I don't know. Oh, he's saying I'm immature. Okay. The inference of my alleged lack of maturity holds little to no weight. That right there, haha, is a hypocrisy fallacy. It's saying that the hypocrisy fallacy is basically, if you do something, it's like when you call the person's character, you call the person's character into question rather than looking at their actual argument. So in this case, I said he was immature, and he's saying, well, you did something immature first, therefore that holds no weight. That's actually not true. Just because I'm immature doesn't mean that I can't call you immature. That doesn't mean that you being immature is no longer fact simply because I am also immature. So that's a little education on logical fallacies for you. And he says, but please don't let that stop you from continuing to display your own inadequacies. Please don't let that stop you from continuing to display your own I did not actually read these comments completely. I want to save my actual reactions for these videos. Wow. Does he explain why I am inadequate? No. Okay. Your faux intellectual facade is hilarious, by the way. What does that mean? I don't understand. He'll say that a lot. He'll call me fake intellectual. I'm going to look up faux intellectual to see if we can get a definition to make sense of what he's saying. Faux intellectual, a person who claims proficiency in scholarly or artistic activities while lacking in-depth knowledge or critical understanding. This person, okay, so I definitely believe that I have a proficiency in writing and whatever I'm talking about, but this person never proves that I lack that knowledge. Never. Or at least that's what I believe. So far I've seen. Okay, your faux intellectual facade is hilarious, by the way. Well, I'll bring up him. Okay, actually I'll bring it up now so I won't forget. He tells me, he likes to say that he likes to tell me that I'm pretentious or that I'm holier than thou. But when you look at the way this guy talks, all of those things can be displayed, can be reflected back onto him faux intellectual facade, I would never say that. Like, what are you actually trying to say? You're using all these big words, but he's not proving it. It's almost like you legitimately believe the phrase fake it till you make it wholeheartedly. How am I faking it? Bro, he doesn't tackle my arguments. I know there are definitely times where people fake it, like what their analysis is not correct, but like this guy's not doing that for me. He's not showing that. Can't wait for you to break out another pseudo-intellectual, another big word, pseudo-intellectual use of good old logical fallacies in a discussion dominated by subjectivity and semantics. What's wrong with bringing up logical fallacies? They are always applicable. It's like this guy has a dark villain past where someone used logical fallacies against him and he had a nightmare, got abused or something. I don't know. What is pseudo-intellectual? Let's see. A person who wants to be thought of as having a lot of intelligence and knowledge, but who is not really intelligent or knowledgeable. I guess I do. I mean, I don't really care what people think. I just want people to learn. That's the main thing. If a byproduct of that is people seeing me as smart, I mean, I guess that's good. But I'm not out here just desperate for people's acknowledgement. And I'm not really intelligent or knowledgeable. Yeah, well, he never proves that as well. Alright, that was 1 month ago. And it was to a reply that was 6 months ago. My first comment was 6 months ago. And then that was a reply. Then his reply was 1 month ago. Alright, let's continue. And then this new one, though, the coming from a guy who unironically is from 3 weeks ago. And what you'll notice is that a lot of these comments are from 3 weeks ago. And those 3, it wasn't like they were all just in the same week. They were all within the same day, if I remember correctly. His next comment is 1 month ago. He says, this is on the Chainsaw Man 1 video. It's a reply to something. It's a weak argument because it wasn't an argument to begin with. It was a statement devoid of... Oh, I was telling someone that they had a weak argument. It was a statement devoid of opposition and full of concession to your own position. I actually want to look this argument up because I don't remember that. This comment was a month ago again. Let's see. No, that was one. Okay, this one. Okay, this person said Chainsaw Man is not for everyone after all. Yes, that is an argument. I do not like that argument. I should include it in my upcoming video of arguments you should never use. He says it's not for everyone. It's hard to discuss. He's saying it's fun to read. It has dark humor. We are not expert anyway, so either like or hate doesn't matter much. That is not in agreement with what I said. I don't believe the argument of... And then I said, this is the quote I said. What I responded is, that's a weak argument. Saying I enjoyed it is much better than saying it's not for everyone. Because now I can ask, then who's it for? And you'll eventually trap yourself, especially since you don't know me. And I don't know what you mean by we're not experts or opinions not mattering. So yeah, no, we didn't. I need to snapshot that. We don't agree. So, whew. This boy talking about me being a pseudo-intellectual and he's out here making all these mistakes. Oof. Okay, let's continue. You, however, made an argument to his statement full of opposition and devoid of concession. Yes, because I did not agree with what he was saying, which spurred others to continue to argue on your behalf. Okay, the comment section is for discourse or harmony. It can be whatever you want. The fact that you even did this speaks volumes about you. No, it doesn't. You saw an argument to oppose in a neutral statement. It was not a neutral statement. It was not a neutral statement. He was disagreeing with me and I gave my response because back then I like to reply to any comment that I saw that was actually trying to add value. Like if they were just complimenting me, like I'm probably not going to reply. Maybe I'll say thanks. But if they're trying to add to the dialogue, I'm going to continue that, which was seemingly due to the statement's concession of expertise and value of opinion. That's not the only reason I responded. I responded to everything, bro. I have the proof. I'll show it on screen eventually. I probably already did. Specifically, how you likely took it personal, believing yourself to be an expert whose opinions should be highly valued. Oh, wow. This man is reaching. He's trying to play psychologist, but he's not good at it. This is why I say I don't like when people try to play psychologists, because a lot of them are not good at it. They're very close-minded. This man thinks I'm some kind of arrogant YouTuber who thought that I was just like the best story writer, and when the person said none of our opinions matter at the end, I thought it was stupid. I think I got offended. I was not offended. I do think it is stupid to say that none of our opinions matter, because who can be considered experts And how do they get to the point of being an expert? Didn't their opinion at one point not matter? So if you told that person your opinion doesn't matter, then they wouldn't have become an expert to begin with. So saying your opinions don't matter is dumb. And then saying that because we're not an expert, our opinions don't matter, that's also dumb because art is subjective. So like if you're talking about maybe science, that would make sense, or math or something consistent like that. But in art, that's a dumb way of thinking. Let's see. This is evident of the way you attempt to deflect the perceived criticism against you by saying you don't understand what they meant by it. What are you talking about? Oh my gosh, man. I don't know what you mean by we're not experts or opinions not matter. I don't know what that person meant. How does our opinion, why don't our opinion, you see, I already explained it. Our opinions don't matter because we're not experts. That makes no sense. Who's an expert? And then I already gave you the whole story. Honestly, this sort of behavior is petty and childish. Because I wanted to continue a dialogue. That's why you're calling me petty and childish? Okay. But what else could one expect from a talentless hack like yourself? That's his go-to. Why am I talentless hack? I don't know. This guy hates me. I feel like that. You know what? Let me play psychologist on you. I think there was something in his childhood, or someone in his childhood that he very much disliked, and now he sees that person in me, and that's why he's coming after me so relentlessly. Notice how he's yet to actually break down any of my arguments. Those two were in Chainsaw Man 1 videos, and he has not broken down any of my arguments. And then this was another one where I was discussing with one of my fans about how I had a satire video, and this was 3 weeks ago. This guy says, it's just satire, bro. Excuse/gaslighting. A Yume classic. A Yume classic. Bro has only watched maybe 5 of my videos max, or that I know of, and he's already saying a Yume classic. I mean, he already said that he was intentionally trying to be obnoxious, but did he? I don't remember. I'm not giving a pass on that. I'm not giving him a pass on that. That's why. He doesn't even know me. He doesn't even watch my channel. And what angers me the most is not even that Yume classic. He's just being a jerk there. It's the fact that he is implying that, no, he's not implying, he's saying that it's an excuse/gaslighting. If he watched my channel, he would know that I have satirical videos, and I made them. I had a whole wave of satirical videos. I think it was December of last year, and then I've made a playlist. I've made posts saying that there were playlists. I had green thumbnails for the backgrounds before. This man just assumes the worst in me. Isn't that funny? He didn't even do research, and he's just saying, he's assuming that I'm using satire as an excuse to gaslight this person to avoid responsibility. I have seen people say that, oh, it's just comedy to avoid stuff, but this is not the case. If you watch the videos, you know, and you knew my analysis style and the kinds of things that I said, you know that there's satire. In satire, I usually bring up deconstruction as an argument, but in my real videos, I'm always insulting, well, not always, but I'm frequently telling you how dumb deconstruction is. I'm telling you how no one knows what it means. I have it in my Hunter x Hunter false praise video. That was the first time I brought it up. I even used to use deconstruction, but now I don't anymore because I realized how stupid it was. So anytime I say deconstruction, anytime I talk about red pill, blue pill, beta, alpha, like I don't do that in my normal videos. So like it's clearly, those are clear hints of satire, at least for me. And this person is just assuming the worst without even doing their research. That's great. Another one 3 weeks ago. He says, this is in my Cancerous Comments 2 video, and this is why I thought the person was a troll too, because he was commenting on my Cancerous Comment videos, and it's where I reply to Cancerous Comments, and he's putting Cancerous Comments, so I thought he was trying to get attention. Then this person says, 3 weeks ago, 12:48, complains about people strawmanning him. 12:215, literally strawmans this comment. Hypocrisy much? So you know what? Let's do some research. Let's find that video and see what was really going on. Actually, for you guys, I'm gonna play the clips, things that the people do in this comment section. They would misquote me, they would straw man me, they're not actually using the arguments that I said. They would use logic like, okay, so at 12 I do complain about straw manning, and then at 2:15, here's an interesting one. I read Chainsaw Man in one sitting, the story sucks. He's basically quoting me. Yeah, okay, anyway, which mangas do you enjoy? Alright, so a lot of things that Chainsaw Man fans will try to say is that this person says, I read Chainsaw Man in one sitting, the story sucks. Yeah, okay, what mangas do you enjoy, right? And then I bring up the 3 different like levels of Chainsaw Man coping, and he's saying that I'm strawmanning his comments. No, I'm not strawmanning his comments. This person, actually, no, I actually switched gears because this person is using an argument that I will bring up. Because, I mean, the worst way to interpret this, that's not even the worst. The flattest way to interpret that comment is, you don't like Chainsaw Man, so I'm going to try and find out which manga you like so that I can make fun of it and say that your criticism of Chainsaw Man doesn't make sense. You'll see other people do that even in this video, and that's one of the arguments I'm going to use in my video on arguments that you should not be using. And he says I strawmanned his argument. No, I switched gears. That's what I did because that was something I wanted to talk about. I said, all right, so a lot of things Chainsaw Man will say. Oh, no, wait. That's just half of it. I am not even looking at the comments. Silly me. I read Chainsaw Man in one sitting. The story sucks. Tell me, how would you interpret this? Because I hope Soul Survivor sees this video, because the only way I can interpret this is the reason he's saying the reason I think Chainsaw Man sucks is because I read it in one sitting. And then then what do I say next? They look for reasons to justify. And then I say the first step is you didn't finish it. The next step is you read it in one sitting. The next step is you didn't understand the themes. How is that straw manning? Bro, I'm replying to his comment exactly as it is. And I don't like these attacks on my character because I intentionally make sure that my character is good. I make sure to display the best sides of myself. I make sure, that's why I didn't insult people before. But this nitwit, I am not holding back. Ooh. I'm not going to swear though. Alright, so he says hypocrisy much. Then he says, then again, he says he doesn't think he's better or smarter than everyone, which is true, then almost immediately makes quote unquote you don't understand and numerous matter-of-fact statements with a holier than thou attitude. Okay, that's a big one. Let's break it down. He says, you don't understand. I do believe that a lot of these people don't understand what they're talking about. They don't, and then I explain what I'm talking about. So I don't see what's wrong with saying you don't understand. If someone doesn't understand, and I can actually prove that they don't understand by explaining the stuff and explaining how what they're saying doesn't make sense anymore, what's wrong with that? Then he says numerous matter-of-fact statements. Let's look up what matter-of-fact is, because I don't even know how this guy's trying to use it. Something that belongs to the sphere. Okay, so he's saying that the things I say are fact. I hate this. I hate when people expect me to say, in my opinion, every single sentence. That's just my opinion though, because it's like you lack a spine. Why? It should be obvious that if we're talking about art, it is my opinion. I should not need to say that every single time. If you can't realize that, that is your fault. That is your stupidity. That is your ignorance. Art is subjective. Story is subjective. I should not have to say that every single time at the start of a video. I should not have to say, in my opinion, at the end of every single sentence when I'm talking about a story. But that's just my opinion. I should not have to say, oh, well, I just think this, or I'm not going to act like a spineless little jellyfish. Why can't I state my opinions? Because I'm confident in them. Am I not allowed to be confident in my opinions? Because if I just say in my opinion each time, that kind of sounds like I'm backing up. I'm using that as a defense. I'm going to say, oh, that's just my opinion. I'm not going to do that. And if you don't like that, that's a problem with you. Maybe you are insecure, or maybe you can't handle someone that is confident. That's your problem. And then he says, with a holier than thou attitude. Let's look up what that means. Characterized by an attitude of moral superiority. What kind of moral superiority do I show? What kind of morals are there in art? In a story, well, I mean, themes there might be, but when we're talking about story, what kind of, if I'm analyzing a story, how do I have a moral superiority? The only way I can see that is if I'm talking about themes, but I'm not talking about themes. Even in the blue log, that's not a moral thing. I'd say that's more of a pride thing, more of a logical thing. You see the kind of comments that I have to deal with? This is a higher tier. This is like a S tier of cancerous stuff. I don't get comments these bad that much. Then he says, it would be funny if it wasn't so sad. Alright, another diss. So then this is when I was trying to get him on a Discord call, because I'll explain this. Alright, so I said the comment, you're very confident when you're typing on a keyboard behind a monitor. Why don't you back up all your insults and criticism on a Discord call? The reason I was doing this is because I was planning on blocking this guy because I thought he was a troll. But then I decided to step back and open my vision. I said, maybe this person is just a jerk. Maybe he's having a really bad day. because a lot of these were in a day. Maybe he has this twisted view of me for some reason. If I get in a call, I can either expose him as a troll he is, I can have a conversation and get him to realize that he was out of pocket. A lot of the things he was saying were out of line and they're not true at all. Or I could see that he's a logical person, somewhat rational person, but he's illogical when it comes to me. He just dislikes me for some reason, and I'm unable to change his mind. Maybe he just hates me because I'm me, or I don't know. So those were the three options, and I wanted to have a Discord call, and I wanted to record it and put it on YouTube so that people can be like, oh, he's sensitive, he's blocking people. Nah, if someone's trolling me and they're constantly badgering me and attacking me so that they can get attention, I'm not gonna just continue to take it. Eventually I'm gonna take measures and be like, alright man, I'm blocking you from commenting on my channel because you're not adding any value. Like, if you were actually criticizing my opinions, I have no problems with that. If you're giving constructive criticism, I have no problems with that. Even if your criticism is disrespectful, I can deal with that. But when you're doing this, you're just attacking my character and being disrespectful for no reason, I can't take that. And then 7 days ago, this man says, I think the better question is, why don't you address the substance of my comment? Why don't you address the substance of my content? All right, let's look, dude. I get these videos. Oh, no. I hate this comment because he accused me of gaslighting, but here he's basically gaslighting me because first he leaves like a very aggressive, antagonistic comment, right? But then he comes here and tries to be like, hey, man, it's okay. People make mistakes, but this is why. But you're acting disrespectful. It's fine that people make mistakes. He's trying to act nice and like he was being kind, but the first comment was so disrespectful. I'll tackle that later. Look, dude, I get these videos were off the cuff and scripted, unlike your usual videos. That is reason enough for such a mistake to have occurred. So he's trying to give me leeway and make himself look like the good guy after saying it would be funny if it wasn't so sad. So even if I was wrong, the fact that I got defensive would be defended by the fact that he was disrespecting me. But the thing is, I wasn't wrong, and that's why I didn't that's part of why I didn't address him. The other part of why I didn't actually address him is because I thought he was a troll. I'm like, you can't engage in a troll. You have to ignore a troll. And then he says, that is reason enough for you to make such a mistake to have occurred. Yet you do this instead of addressing my comment and admitting the mistake. That is because I didn't make a mistake and I believed you were a troll. It displays you have a distinct lack of humility. It reinforces the perception that you are only defensively argumentative in the face of criticism. What are you talking about? Defensively argumentative in the face of... How am I arguing? I'm not arguing with this person. I said back up your insults on a call. I don't think is that argumentative? Maybe. But it's not in the face of criticism. It's in the face of disrespect. That's when if you want to say that's defensive, then yeah, I got defensive in the face of disrespect. All right, the fact that you don't seem to grasp this is a demonstration that you lack self-awareness. Oh, the hypocrisy. It's so funny. You know what? It would be funny if it wasn't so sad. Well, in my case, it's still funny because this person lacks self-awareness. He lacks awareness in general because all the things that he's saying are just off base. He's calling me holier than thou when the way he speaks is very intellectual. All right, the fact that you don't seem to grasp this is a demonstration of your lack of awareness and consequently capacity for self-improvement. That's crazy. This man from a single comment is saying that I lack the ability. He knows my entire person. He knows that I lack the capacity for self-improvement, even though I have a video called Slow Start something I forgot. Slow Success. Nah, I can't remember. I'm looking it up. Slow Success builds character. Slow Success builds character, and it's all about me changing the way I make my videos because I'm like, you know what? I haven't leveled up. I'm going to level up. I want to level up because I feel like I haven't gotten to the point where I want to be. So I'm looking at the people who are better than me or who are higher, more successful than me, and I'm implementing what they do. I've changed my entire thumbnail style at one point to fit what other people were doing. So you're wrong about that self-improvement right there. That was on the Cancerous Comments 2, and then this is on Cancerous Comments 4. It's the last one 3 weeks ago. He said at this point, haha, almost said his manga hasn't sold much or anything at all. Funny how defensive he gets when his manga is brought up. And then so this is just an attack on me. The reason I get defensive when my manga is brought up is because it feels like it's similar to like let's say you're in an argument with someone and or like you're in a debate with someone, and then this person's like, yeah, that's why your mom's dead. What does my mom have to do with the argument? This is the same thing here. What does my manga have to do with any of my videos? I know I advertise it at the end, but I never bring up my manga during the videos. That's just in my outro. So I feel like whenever anyone tries to attack my manga or even just bring it up negatively in the comment sections, it feels like it is an intentional attack to make me angry, because it's unrelated to argument, and I feel like it's disrespectful. It's unnecessary. I don't disrespect people like that. Alright, then I said, do you want to this is the first time I gave them that comment. Do you want to debate on Discord or something? Because this is getting out of hand. Because now you're just hate watching. You watched over an hour of my content just to deliver some disrespect. And I said, it doesn't even have to be a debate. It can simply be a conversation. So yeah, that's not the end of the saga. Actually, I'm going to look up the reply. Initially, I was planning on not showing the reply, but I am here. I will here. Oops, let me see. Let's see what this person said. Not at all, Yume. I watch and listen to a vast array of people to challenge my own views and attempt to understand other perspectives. Well, you're not doing a good job at it. I could agree with most of a person's views to disagree with all of them and still watch/listen to them for that reason. In your case, I watch to hear the opinions of someone whom usually has views that form the minority on particular works. Okay? I still want to hear your thoughts on such things despite me disagreeing with much of your reasoning. But you don't ever explain your reasoning. You never explain where you disagree with my reasoning. You always just shooting personal attacks at me or attacking the way I responded to other people's comments. Much of which being your literary theory and how you believe it's objective in nature. I already tackled this in my reply. I never said our writing was objective. This guy doesn't do research. You do a little bit of research on me. You watch my first video of story theory. I specifically say that art is subjective and writing. I put writing under art, but you get it. The quote is art is subjective. I generally only comment when I find you being too obnoxious or lacking self-awareness. Bro, you are obnoxious and you lack self-awareness. It's crazy how he's saying that to me. He never explained how I was being obnoxious. He never tried to approach me in like a logical, rational, polite manner. No, he just immediately went off the rails and started firing, emptying his magazine, and usually only making that comment to highlight that issue in a similar obnoxious manner. You never sound like me though. You always sound like a brat. While I disagree with your inflated self-importance. What? Bro, I'm getting tired of this man trying to assess my character and just failing completely. And did not personally enjoy what I have read of your cartoon literal translation of why didn't you just say manga? I don't know why you said that. I feel like that was a diss too. You could have just said manga. I don't want to discourage you or anyone from making art and literature they enjoy. Okay, I willingly accept that my comment runs counter to this, and I wholeheartedly apologize for it. I respect that. But that doesn't change the fact that if you shoot up a school and then say, oh, I apologize for it, like that doesn't take away the fact that you did all that stuff. Perspective wise, it seemed like the commenter on the video was asking a simple, if slightly inappropriate question. Yeah, it was inappropriate, and that's why I said that, which you berate them for, which stuck out to me as a sore point given you included and responded to it. Yeah, no, I've replied because I'm like, I don't want to see this. I'm trying to understand this. I'm responding the whole point of Cancerous Comments is responding to comments that I disagree with or dislike. So I dislike that comment asking about how much money I make. I don't like people in general. I've learned that you should not ask people how much money they make. And so I was like, hey, this is cancerous. Don't do that. Or I don't like that. That's the whole point of the video. So, okay, let's see what else he said and responded to it. I took it to be an argument based on perception of bad faith. This whole entire arc has been you thinking of me in bad faith. But thinking about it further, it may be one of many negative comments either from this commenter or similarly themed comments from others. So again, I apologize for making light of your response in this case. I encourage you to keep doing what makes you happy. Okay. And then let's see, what was my comment? I wanted to talk to you because of five. Okay, so basically I talk about how he had like 5 negative comments in the span of a day. And then I explain how he strawmans me, how he accused me of gaslighting, and he keeps shooting insults. And I thought he was a troll. And I'm like, okay, this video, he seems somewhat rational. But then I explain how he uses all these insults on me, and I explain like, I don't understand why you even have these visuals of me, why you even have these views on me. And then I ask, is it because I bring up logical fallacies? Am I not allowed to bring up logical fallacies? Does that automatically mean I'm like arrogant or pretentious? Like, logical fallacies exist for a reason. And if I'm debating, if I'm arguing something, and someone comes to me and argues back, and then we're in a debate, and then bring up logical fallacies, it's perfectly applicable. It's perfectly reasonable. Is it because I bring up literary devices? Is it my confidence, or is it some biased preconceived notion that you have? That's the main one, I believe. I feel like he had a problem with someone. I don't believe I fit any of these terms, and I'm not a people pleaser, so I have no intention of changing myself. Yeah. And then I bring up his literary theory and how he completely botched my literary theory, and I say that in story theory episode 1, I specifically say story is subjective. And then I said, overall, I feel like you don't know the me that I present myself, or my contents, and you just jump to the nearest negative conclusion. Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe this guy was drunk, maybe he was smoking. I don't know. This was terrible. That whole arc, I was honestly seething because I would have put them in a video, but I was like, no, this guy's a troll. If I put it in the video, then he's winning, and then he's just gonna continue. But then I was like, you know what, I gotta get him in a Discord call, and then he ducked the Discord call, and then that comment happened. So hopefully that's the end of it. And honestly, hopefully he sees this video, because that man was completely out of line. Every single time am I tripping, or did he ever address anything that like I actually said in one of my analysis videos? He talked about stuff that I said in Cancerous Comments, where I'm replying to comments, but he never addressed my actual analysis video, which makes up like 99% of my channel. He always just aims at the comments, aims to do something cancerous. So that was uber cancerous. And then, all right, now that we're looking at other comments, this one is in Cancerous Comments. It's horrible. This person says, so you are telling me that this anime had 13 million fans over the world and is crap? This is another argument that that's part of the popularity. I think I called it popularity alchemy in the video that is going to be coming soon. Yeah, they try to transmute popularity into quality. He's arguing that, because it's popular, it's quality. That's stupid. And this is on my power scaling video. This person says, power scaling and versus battles are two different things. Barely. You need to power scale the versus battle. It's like knowing how to drive and driving a car. People power scale to gauge a character's... Okay. Hold on, is this person... Okay, no, let me continue. Power scale to gauge a character's power, and using that scaling you can debate on versus battle. Alright, that's what I said. Almost most characters, unless bloodlusted, wouldn't start with their strongest attack and not waste stamina. Well, that's because of the writers. I already explained that in the video. I think this guy's just replying to short, even though it says full in the description, but whatever. It's like being told to run, but you don't know how far you run, so you drop. That's stupid. That's stupid. If you start with your strongest ability and you kill the person, it's game over. By this logic, most characters won't go all out at the beginning unless it's their narrative nature to do. No, that's a lie. Using the argument that authors can bend a fight in any way they can is pretty worthless as well. No, it's not. You clearly did not understand what I'm saying. Obviously, the author writes their story however they want, but that doesn't mean that people can't wonder the what if of the series they enjoy. I mean, they can. In the full video, I said you can do it. I just don't think it makes sense. That's the inverse. That's for inverse debate courts of. Inverse debates, of course. What is inverse? In the universe. For cross-verse debates obviously won't have situations where Goku goes to Wano to beat Kaido. Or what are you talking about? Versus battles are for fun by putting some of your favorite characters against one of each other. Alright, I've been wanting to say this quote. I was thinking of putting it in a post, but I was like completely irrelevant. I need to not botch this. Power scaling is the male equivalent of shipping wars for females. I think they're both equally stupid and equally toxic. I mean, you can do it if you want, but at the end of the day, it's pointless. It doesn't get you anywhere. It's not contributing to actually becoming a better writer. It's just nonsense. And I mean, it's easier to explain why power scaling doesn't make sense than shipping wars. Because I mean, shipping, I'm not even gonna get into that, but I thought that was a good quote because I heard someone say something like that about crystals versus stock bets or something like that. But yeah, that was an L of a comment. This is another person. I don't agree with privilege about this is about Nami hate. This person says I don't agree about privilege, but then never talks about pretty privilege ever again. So you just said I don't agree. Okay. That doesn't add anything. Nami is vital to the Straw Hats in a way Sakura could never do. That is a lie. I bring up healing. Healing is necessary. It's just not shot as importantly. I've said all these things. Nami took the role of leader once Sanji left the crew. What are you talking about? Oh, Whole Cake Island. Sure she did. And without her, they wouldn't have survived Whole Cake Island. Not only due to her navigation skills, but also a way of showing the character leader. Without her, they wouldn't have survived. Could you say that about Sakura in the tuning exams? I hate that argument. Actually address the things that I'm saying. I gave 3 points in the video. No, I think just like 2 or 3. And this person hasn't addressed it. He just said, oh, she's useful. All right, but what about... I feel like this person doesn't even remember Naruto. A lot of the times when people jump into this argument, they only remember one of the stories really well, and they remember their memory of the other story is just complete garbage. Then in Wano, her moment of Luffy will be king of the pirates is more emotionally charged and showed her growth more than any moment Sakura had in Naruto. That's a lie. I don't even think that was... Why was that so cool? Why? This is not the first time I saw that comment. Why does that matter? She said Luffy will be king of the pirates. Bro, so what? She said her dream... Oh, I got one. Sakura, when she was about... I always bring this one out because it's a great Sakura moment. When she was about to raise her hand to get Naruto out, she said she didn't want to sacrifice Naruto's dream of becoming Hokage. Isn't that... You're telling me... I mean, this is subjective, but you're telling me someone saying that, hey, this protagonist... My protagonist is going to reach their dream is better than a character saying, I'm going to sacrifice our victory in this moment so that my protagonist can reach their dream in the future. Bro, come on now. This next one is my retrospective short. She said, this person is saying, what do you mean by spoiled? Because I said Naruto is spoiled. Naruto is spoiled because he does things without thinking of the consequences. He does whatever he feels like doing without thinking of the consequences, and that is because he did not grow up with parents, which is what made him spoiled. Spoiled kids, they will say whatever they want, they'll do whatever they want because their parents don't punish them enough. And I think that's the same thing with Naruto. How is he spoiled and Sakura hits Naruto? Is she spoiled? Hitting someone does not mean you're spoiled. Just hitting someone, out of context too. She's hitting him because he's acting stupid. That's not spoiled. In case your definition of spoiled is kid does bad thing. Yeah, I just explained it. This one is my See It Chainsaw Man short. This person said, bro's favorite anime is probably Black Clover or MHA LMAO. This another one again. This is gonna be an argument in my videos. You like X. People will try to say, oh, you like this, therefore your opinion is invalid. Then this person is in my part 5. JoJo part 5 is terrible, or the ending. I have something very harsh to say, but it's best I don't. Then why did you leave this comment? Why? It's like Drake. It's like Drake saying that he had a reply album to Pusha T, but he's not gonna drop it because it's too harsh. Bro, shut up. Shut up. Get out of here. And then this next person is in my Chainsaw Man part 1 video. Is the Chainsaw Man analysis part 1. What was it called? The one where I go through all the chapters. Bro, it's really bugging me that I don't know the name. Critique. There we go. Alright, let me see. Wow, a video just to criticize a manga to express your feelings about a manga this week as video 11-minute about your opinion, which doesn't... Hey, use commas, buddy. Which doesn't even matter because you don't enjoy it. That's stupid. So if I was complimenting it, you would not be saying this. So get out of here with that. It doesn't matter because you don't enjoy it. What? Yes, it does matter. Why are people only allowed to say positive things? I hate... It's only Chainsaw Man fans that I see that. Say stuff like that. Even One Piece fans don't say stuff like that in my comment sections. You don't make better videos instead of talking about your opinion about a manga, which is my opinion is top 5 most underrated. How is it underrated when it's one of the most popular, hyped up, talked about, overrated stories? That doesn't make sense. I make great videos. You need to make better comments. is top 5 most underrated manga in this decade so far. No, it's not. Plot is so damn amazing too. No, it's not, bro. Argue, explain. And then this one is 8. I mean, this my Blue Lock problem. Y'all just jealous of how awesome Blue Lock is. Sure, just ignore everything that I said in the video and just say I'm jealous. This is my Blue Lock 1 short. Low bad opinion. Great comment. Very insightful. That added to the dialogue. And then this is on my Nami video. I hate Sakura. She's the sole reason I will never watch Naruto. That's stupid. Never rewatch Naruto, and the reason I would never recommend Naruto to anyone. That's stupid. I love Nami on the other hand. Now let me explain how Nami is an amazing character. That's stupid. I mean, already you're not painting yourself in a very rational, open-minded light. Obsession with money is actually explained. I know what. I hate when people try to explain. This reminds me of the first comment that I think it was the first comment that I read in my Cancerous Comments. This person just explained the story to me, but didn't actually tackle any of the arguments. So this person's explaining. I'm not actually going to read this out loud. Explaining the tragedy. I know why, but that doesn't actually explain why her obsession with money. That's fine, but scamming, that's not fine. I've talked about it in other videos. On the other hand, Sakura's obsession with Sasuke is surface level child's play. She literally started disliking Ino just because of Sasuke. It's a love rivalry. I mean, yeah, it's a love rivalry. But then they become friends eventually. But I mean, that made for a very interesting dynamic. I don't see anything wrong with that. This is an edit. Actually, Ino and Sakura did not hate each other. They were just rivals. And you can see that when Ino decides to save Dozu. They're still friends. You can argue with your friends. You can have a rivalry, friendly rivalry. Come on now. It's child's play. I mean, it's not as deep and tragic and emotional as Nami's background, but I mean, what's wrong with a character liking another character? What's wrong with having romantic attraction that, oh, this person's physically attracted, I'm attracted to them? That happens in real life, bro. Stop it. Just because of Sasuke, and she would rather choose Sasuke over her entire village. Okay, I don't like when people say that because that's a lie. I remember there was one time in my Cancerous Comment video where the person said that Sakura almost betrayed the leaf for Sasuke. And I was like, I guess I can see why people dislike her for that. That's a lie. I went back and read the chapter and that did not happen. First, she tried to say, Sasuke, don't leave the village. I love you. We were having a good time. Let's stay in the team. And then he's like, nah. And then she says, I think she tries to join. She says, I'll try to join you, but that's not betraying the I mean, unless you count leaving the village as betraying the village. She was not going to destroy the village or anything. She was just like, let me join you in your quest to kill Itachi. And then, I believe this was a lie. I believe she didn't actually want to do this because after that, when he's about to walk away, what does he say? What did she say? If you leave, I'll scream. She's threatening to snitch on him if he's about to leave. How is that something that she would do? How is that something that someone who was willing to betray their village would do? She was about to her whole purpose was trying to stop Sasuke from leaving. I think either her saying that she was going to join was like a last resort, or it was like a lie to try and get him to stay or something like that. Let me say, you talk about how she's rude to everyone, yeah, but these moments are comedy moments. I don't care, so are Sakura's. Nami's actually able to control her friends. When Luffy and Zoro fought, she got in the middle and stopped them from killing. They were never going to kill each other. While Sakura's just crying and relies on Kakashi to do something. You see that gross generalization? You give a specific example from a One Piece, but then you give a generalization of Naruto. Great. Sakura's a strong woman with a very weak mind. That's a lie. She was planning to take on the burden of killing Sasuke all by herself, while Nami is a weak woman with a very strong mind. I disagree. I don't understand how anyone could compare the two. They're so vastly different. I mean, they are different, but Sakura's better. Alright, then I think this is the last one. This is on the Plague of Gripes videos. This person says, again, I'm not really buying your arguments. I can't remember a single time in the series where Naruto got out of trouble without asking Kurama for help. That's a lie. You see, this is people make generalizations like this all the time. You want an example? Naruto and Sasuke versus Zabuza. In the Chunin exams, Naruto, when he gets out of the snake and explodes it. Let's see, Naruto versus Kiba. Bro, that's already a bunch of that's already multiple examples, and you said you can't remember a single time? Bro, you're lying. You're lying. Uchihas and Jinchurikis were so overpowered that no one can even come close to them. Didn't Lee beat up Sasuke? Ooh, you're wrong there. Didn't Orochimaru handle Sasuke? I mean, well, he didn't. He was beating him at first, but then Sasuke kind of turned the tables, and Orochimaru was like, "Yeah, you performed well. I'll leave." Wasn't Neji coming close to defeating Naruto? Wasn't Sasuke coming close? I mean, I guess that counts as an Uchiha. Didn't Deidara defeat Gaara on his own? Ooh, didn't most of the tailed beasts get killed and have their Jinchurikis absorbed by non-Jinchurikis, non-Uchihas? And Rinnegan, my god, Rinnegan. I mean, Rinnegan was overpowered when Nagato was able to use it alone, but I'll talk about that later. Maybe. The point of in another video, the point of the story was, even if you are not destined to what you want to earn, you can still earn it, right? But Naruto, who is the son of Hokage reincarnation, oh my god, Jinchuriki is somehow destined to be the strong. He was not destined. Stop that nonsense. Do you have any quotes, any events? No, I mean, you should have quotes, because a lot of people can just twist events out of the nonsense into nonsense. I already have a video defending Naruto. Leave Lee aside. Let's compare him to Neji. Neji is smarter than Naruto. Probably trains hard. Probably. You see that? You just made up something. We've never seen Neji train. We've been told that he trains, but we've actually seen Naruto train. We've seen how hard he trains. He's actually more talented than Naruto, but can't beat Naruto. Why? Because he isn't the main character. He couldn't beat him because Naruto outsmarted him. Yeah, the Jinchuriki helped him, but Naruto outsmarted him. He hid underground and then came up with an uppercut. You think if Naruto was just stupid, he would have been able to do anything? Come on now. And at the end, even Six Path says Naruto and Sasuke were always destined to be at this level. That's a lie. That's a lie. They said that they had Indra's chakra and Ashura's chakra, but they never said that they had power. They had their powers. They never said that. I talk about it in my defending Naruto video. People always just make up this stuff. I used to believe it too, but then when I actually went to the manga, I looked at the wiki and then I looked for where it said that they gained their powers. And then I went to the closest thing to that. I went to the chapter. I read the chapter. I'm like, I don't see where it says they were destined to have their powers or where they have their powers. I read the whole time, every single chapter from when Hagoromo was introduced, and it never says that you inherited his powers. And you can see that in the story, because if they inherited their powers, why didn't they have it in part 1? Come on now, think, Mark, think. Always destined to be at this level. So what the hell was the story trying to suggest? That Naruto, against all odds, was going to be Hokage, and being the strongest was his destiny. Being the strongest was not his destiny. I talk about the Will of Fire too. If you want to talk about that, have it in my defending Naruto video. I don't know what you're talking about against all odds. I mean, Naruto did have some advantages, like the tailed beast bit. The tailed beast was also a disadvantage. I already talked about that. That was the last comment, and those were all since I made my video, the Cancerous Comments Part 4. So yeah, I get a lot of dumb comments like that. That's my life. All right. I think that's it. I'll make my arguments that you shouldn't use video. And yeah, peace. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and help me revolutionize the manga industry by buying my manga and spreading the word. All important links will be in the description.